Yes, that's all for algebra. Generalization, specialization, right? The employee has the name, but the name is not shown in the column, right? We just show the F name, minute, last name as a column, 3 columns, and then SSN is the primary key, and then the other attributes. Of course, we will have the attributes of the specialization, but there are several ways to do it. Here is the complex one. You please try to understand why we separate into 4 when we can use this kind of the tables. What is different? Okay. Here, if we use here, job type view like category, right? Category of the job, and quite difficult when you try to get the information, because when you use this kind of the table, we have to join 4 tables all the times to get the information. For if you want the employee name and the details of the job of them, so you have to join all of the table all the time. It's become like a large computational cost you need. But if you use this kind of the transformation, the table will include the specialization of each job inside, but for the whole table you will have a lot of now value inside, because one person has just one specialization, right? So they require a lot of the storage. Anyway, depends on your requirement. But this one is just partial relation. If it become total, the answer change. Remember the details of them, okay? And also, here is the vehicle. Here, D is disjoint. This one also disjoint, but if we have disjoint, what can we do? We can separate into tables, right? But if they overlap, what can we do? If we can overlap, what can we do? Maybe we cannot separate into table like this one. You have to use just one table. For example, and then sometimes you can use the flag. You have to add more information sometimes. Okay, to identify the specialization of the data. So this is a lot of details when we change from ER diagram to the relational tables. Okay. If you practice, try to transform several designs, you can understand what has happened. And if you read the option of this kind of option, is quite difficult. Actually, it's quite difficult to understand. Please remember the example is quite better. Too much rules. Remember the example is quite better, okay? And this one is complex one. Here also, if you can tell the story why and how to transform this kind of E and R diagram to the relational schema here, yes, that's fine, okay? Practice to just tell the story, you can remember everything. Okay, so don't forget to review the how to change or mapping. We call mapping in this slide. Mapping the ER diagram to relational schema. The important part may be the specialization. And generalization here is quite complex. Okay. Oh. Actually, inside here is a disjoint. Forget it. Okay. So, now is the slide number 9. Should not be the partial key. You have to depend on the whole key. And the third normal form concept is transitive relation. That's keywords. If you have the, okay, this is schema, guide redundant, now value, spouse. There are a lot of keywords, okay, you have to review them. And then, where is the, okay, well, and the other keyword is functional dependency, okay, functional dependencies. If I ask you to find the functional dependency in the column, you can do that, right? Try to check it. You know how already. And then let's see the, okay, normalization. First normal form, second boycott. Normalization. Before you can do that, you have to understand the super key. What are they? The key and the super key. And then candidate key. The other keyword also prim attribute, non-prim attribute. The prim is the sum of candidate key. Or a member of some candidate key we call the prim attribute. Okay, for the first normal form, all of them disallowed. Composite attribute not allowed. Multi-value attributes not allowed. Nest relation not allowed. Okay. So if you have this kind of the data inside the tables is not satisfying the first normal form, what should we do? Is more important. If you found this kind of multi-value, right? Multi-value in the table, so this one is not the first normal form. So you have to change it to the C, this one, separate into several lines. But at first, here the key is just the number. But when you separate into multiple lines, the key change from just the number becomes the number with the location. Because at the first place here the number is not duplicate, right? It's just unique value. But when you separate into several lines, the key becomes duplication. So you have to pair with the other values, and then both of them together become the unique value for all of data. Don't forget it. So after you pass the first normal, first normalization, first normal form. This one is nest relation. Like in Excel we use merge, right? Merge cell. We cannot use this one. And you have to separate them to several lines. After that, after you pass the first normal form, you can check the second normal form. Okay. So the second normal form concept is here, full functional dependency. Full functional dependency. If the key has two prim attributes, SSN and P number, the other attributes has to depend on all of the prim attributes. If one of the attributes depends on just part of the key, so this becomes unsatisfied with the second normal form, so you have to solve it. If I give you this kind of the schema and functional dependency, I will ask you to change them to pass the second normal form and third normal form and also boycott. So it's not so difficult. Here, for example, which one against the second normal form? SN and P number, both of them are become the primary key. And functional dependency number 2, as you can see, the ename depends on only part of the primary key, right? Just SSN. So this one had to separate into the other table to satisfy second normal form. And the other one is third normal form. When you see here, 2 of them depends on this attribute, which is not part of a key, the key, primary key. So we call this one is transitive at functional dependency, transitive. If we have transitive here, is against third normal form, so we have to separate it to the other table. Just at first, you have to remember the concept of each normal form. The first one, atomic, not have any multi-value, needs, relation, and the other one, second normal form. If you attribute belong to the key, depends on the key, you have to depends on the whole key, not just only the part of them. And the third one is transitive. You have to separate the transitive to the other tables. Okay, you can remember the concept a little, so you know how to change it. This page is very important. Normal form, the first one, second one, and the third one. And super key, and the other one is boycott. Boycott is more complex than the third normal form. Sometimes when you separate the table, then you lost some information also, and the transitive, you don't want it in the table, so you have to separate it into the small one. But we can relax with the concept of the separation, because in previous, when you try to separate the table, one thing you have to remember that the relation should not be lost, or information should not be lost in the normalization. But for boycott, we can relax this one. We can lost something. When you separate here, lots 1A to lot AX and lot AY, actually here we lost the information of the functional dependency number 2 is lost. But we can accept that with boycott normal form. Okay. Maybe that's all, because I would like to skip the 4th and 5th. It's too much. Just first normal form, second, third, and concept of the boycott. That's enough. And okay, nothing important here. Block. Maybe just concept of the block. Okay, and some keyword of them, like span, unspan, and cylinder, what it has, and contiguous link, index, location, and maybe some of discussion when we have to use this kind of technique or not have to use technique on what kind of the rate. Okay, maybe rate is the important one. And why we have to use hatching, why hatching is better than any other index techniques, for example. What else? Hatching. B3. Actually the rate concept. Okay, you have to understand the rate concept. Rate 1, what are they? Rate 0, 2, 3, and what is happened? Okay, so the basic rate. Modern storage. Actually, it's not modern anymore. The book is quite old one. Anyway, just this slide is just concept of them, so maybe it become like a discussion part or some multiple choice. That's all. Not have any calculation for this chapter. So, as you can see, that's all. And a little bit about the mapping. And maybe one of them is a normalization here. From here to here is the main part. All of them, sorry. All of them already. Anyway, the main one, maybe a very difficult one, is SQL command, of course. Okay. Please review the complex one and try to create a SQL command from a lot of queries type. So that's all. Yes. And next week we will have presentation session. Will you come? Okay. Good. Any questions? No? Thank you for coming. I give you all of the examination already. Read all of them. Okay, have fun with your project. See you next week. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.